MakingStarWars.net.
Hi, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net. Today, I snuck into Obi-Wan's cave, and he's too British and polite to ask me to leave. So I set up my podcasting equipment. I'm going to call my friend Rob, and we're just going to hang out here. Hey, what's up?
All I'm saying is he might send you to Rwanda. If you
Oh, shit.
They're not as polite, the Brits these days. Just let you know. They're a grown-up pair.
But yeah, I just before we were about to start, I don't know if we can talk over this without hitting a button or something, but this Boba ad came out, and it's from New York City, and you can it's pretty amazing ad though. It's pretty cool. So I'll play it real quick. We can just take a look at it real fast. Well, yeah, pretty neat. I thought.
Yeah, that's that Japanese technology. Remember, like last summer, they had like giant cats. Did you ever see that? Down in like they had this giant cat would come out and purr and then at the building and shit. I'm like, oh, they get the cats and we get the Boba Fett. But
all right,
the cultural divide, you know.
That's fair.
But,
that's
yeah, it's
fair.
cool. It's cool.
Thanks to everyone who's a channel member and supports the show. As a True, thank you for becoming a channel member, dude. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, and as a True says, he smashed the like button, like Star Wars leaks smashed down my comment saying you haven't heard of a second trailer for Kenobi. Oh no!
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah, last night, we had heard that there was a two 15-second TV spot or short spots coming with new footage. The first one came, it didn't have new footage though. It was the 15-second one. So I'm holding out faith that if the second one has new footage in it, because I mean when we were first told it was new footage. So we'll see. But
all right.
I don't know.
This is someone that we constantly get into, or I get into with around here, who's like, I know all the bits that are coming out. I know all the stuff. Last time I was like, you didn't know this shit, did you?
Right.
Minute 30 of the same shit. Like, it's great.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, no, but that's the truth is like we're not saying and haven't said that yet. There's not a second trailer. Not saying that. I'm just saying that all of the sources who told me there's going to be a trailer. What was it, the 9th or whatever it was on the 9th? And then there was, and they're not telling me that if there's a new trailer. So that's all I can say. They're not saying there's not one, but they're not saying, hey, Jason, on, May 27th, there's a new trailer. They're not saying that. So
well, maybe someone out there, Jason, just really wants me to win the bet. They made a whole new trailer just for Rob.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just so Rob doesn't have to eat Jack in a Box.
Mm-hmm.
God help me.
No,
it's gonna just rip up my innards, Jason.
You're gonna get a good book, and you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time.
So salty.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So today the big piece of news that we'll start off with here is everyone, let's hope that my computer could keep up with the green screen today. In case you're stupid, I'm not really in Obi-Wan Kenobi's cave. In case you literally have cat shit for brains, that's fake. And so hopefully my computer can handle it. I haven't tried it in a long time, and I learned a couple of things since I started doing this. So we'll see if it works. But we're going to push the limits of technology to places YouTube has never seen before, like this. Whoa. Oh, yeah, I forgot to change the actual background of the show after we talked about it.
Do you ad block your own site?
Of
Just like
course.
ad block, ad block. Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
I think anybody showing stuff on YouTube should have an ad blocker on, because otherwise they're just going to be like, I mean, like for instance, I used to have these guys who would like cover my shit, and then they would shit talk the ads on my site, but the ads on my site are dictated by your cookies. So if you're getting dick pill ads, if you're getting things, that's on you guys,
Yeah,
not me.
yeah. They
That's
haven't learned what a
you.
fat book is yet, have they?
They have not. But
Alright.
but yeah, so but essentially we have the answer to the Star Wars Tales thing. Supposedly this is gone now. This was on
Oh,
StarWars.com celebration page on Saturday, May 28th, 2:30 to 3:30, the Galaxy stage, live on Celebration stage, streamed to the Galaxy and Twin Sun stages. Tales of the Jedi animated anthology shorts. Hosted, I took it off because she's a fucking monster. With special guest Dave Filoni, streamed live from the celebration stage. So there we go. Pretty cool. I mean,
I'm gonna be there.
we were talking. Well, just like we were kind of hearing a little bit that there was likely to be an anthology series. And so yesterday we were sort of cooking that up a little bit and discussing it. And here we are with it's an animated anthology Jedi series. So
Made the most sense.
It
Right,
does.
Nathan?
It did. And my first fear though is that once again, well, I can't remember what the show was called. Was it Galaxy of Heroes? I can't remember what it was. Nothing wrong with it, but it was essentially there were short episodes to sell toys. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's totally fine if that's what they do. I don't really like it whenever, it's like, let's do a celebration panel about an ad, if that's what this should be. But Dave Filoni's involvement is what I think separates it from likely being that. Wouldn't you say? I mean, most likely.
You're talking about those Galaxy Heroes. Are you talking about like those
what was it
Star
called?
Wars redo clips where it was like anime? Those were cool, but
Cool for what it was, but there was like one they made a doll line for aimed at girls, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but it was little tiny 5-minute fucking cartoons. Like I said, nothing
right.
wrong with it, but is it for me? It's not for me. And what do I care about? Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Yeah, me. No, but it's like if they're YouTube shorts in the end, I mean, I don't mind it. I'll watch it and enjoy it for what it is. But I mean, is it really something to anticipate? Not really.
Yeah, so you're similar to like the Clone Wars, the 2-minute long little bits, right? They're cool, but it's like hard to get engaged in like a 3-minute content. Like, there is a there's a Japanese anime called Senyu, Senyuu, that's like a spoof of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. They're 7 minutes long, but the credits are like 3 minutes when you add them all up. So the credit, and it's hilarious because I think that it's like intentional, But that's how I feel when I watch some of these things. You're like, yeah, it's like 2 minutes of content and 7 minutes of commercials. Like it's hilarious. Yeah, no, this sounds like a full series, man.
No, it does. I'm hoping it's more like Star Wars Visions. I'm hoping it's
100%.
animated stuff, and I'm even if it has a set look, cool. If it has random looks, also cool. I mean, I'm
hoping they recreate that Dave Dorman cover art kind of feel too. It doesn't have to be realistic, but does that painted,
that
like
was nice.
Dorman did the best alternative to like Struzan in the comics. You know what I mean? Like him and was it Cam Kennedy did those cool Struzan like droids covers.
Yeah.
Like I bought the droids books just for those fucking sick ass cover arts and shit. So
Cam Kennedy should show up today and say, Kathleen, it's me, cousin Cam. Nepotism. Come on. Let's do this.
Hey, back into the left.
Yeah.
No, don't.
No.
Do that, Cam.
He's like, hey, I'm the Kennedy that didn't have a Chappaquiddick. Come on. But yeah, but anyways, So yeah, the possibilities of this is pretty rad. I mean, it could be something really good. Could be a Hasbro TV commercial. The Dave Filoni part's what makes me hope and think that it's not, and the fact that it has like a panel, but also very strange at this point. The one thing that makes me not have faith in it. That's not what I mean to say, but I find it strange that they haven't done a press release saying what it is. They haven't announced what it is. They've given out a holiday gift for it. It's shown up on the official site as like, why won't you just actually tell us what it is? And it's like I think they're trying to do that at the panel, but oftentimes whenever they do that, those panels are poorly attended. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh yeah.
it's a little
I've been
bit
in those
strange.
rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I was like one of the few people in the rooms when like Samurai Jack was announced, right? Before the free episode, just the announcement kind of when they were showing storyboards, and no one was in that fucking room at Comic Con, like no one gave a shit. A year later when they debut the fucking cartoon, can't get in,
At the Future
but
of Star Wars Rogue One panel, I had fucking seats for my bags, dude. My bags weren't on the floor. My bags had seats. That's how much room we had at that one. When
I
you
miss those Comic Con days when your bag had a seat.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. My kid
Yeah.
was running up and down the aisles and nobody cared. Nobody was there. It was fine.
Nobody. No, someone cared, Jason.
Oh well, fuck them. No, I'm kidding about the kid thing. My kid doesn't do that. He was too small. But
Now, Filoni just pulls out the Indiana Jones whip now. So you sit down.
shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh
It's good.
God. There was a time I went to a panel. What was it? I think it was Comic Con. And it was something. I had my kid with me, and I can't remember which one. It'll come to me when it was something I didn't really care about. It was like another franchise, and my kid screamed something. He saw something on the screen and he liked it, but then they actually thought it was funny, so it was okay. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm curious as to what the chat is thinking about this today. You know what I mean? And Anthony says, I saw the screenshot from what was on the site posted on Reddit. I looked at the actual site and didn't see any other similar type announcements. Is this Redditor legit, or could this post be bullshit? I believe our Chris on our show, our Australian buddy. I believe he had it up, and then it was and he had the link, and then it was removed, and I was sent copies of it in both nighttime mode and daytime mode from people screenshotting it from the site and sending it to me. So my take is this should be legit.
Which screenshot was this? I don't go to Reddit, so
it doesn't even matter. The point
okay.
is that if somebody faked it, they would have just faked it, put the image up. I had people sending me the picture of the text from the site in nighttime and daytime. It's probably real. Most likely they wanted to do a better announcement for this show, or hopefully they wanted to do a better announcement for this show. Other than we'll just drop a panel and everyone will talk about it and wonder what it is. I mean, that's always possible, but
yeah, their PR is so.
I love you. I love you, Palpamemes, but you got to read the site, buddy. Palpamemes just messaged me. He's like, oh, I heard some stuff about force healing going on in the show. You heard anything about that?
Shit, no.
It's like, come on, Palpamemes.
Do you hear there's a Kenobi series coming up? Just saw a Facebook ad, Jason. Have you covered that? What's up with the Kenobi series?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Like a month ago.
Joel says Chappaquiddick, more like Chappa Chow. I love my Chappa Chow. Whenever I can reference Chappa Chow.
I was gonna say it's Chewie Quiddick in Star Wars when you do it wrong.
If anybody goes to Celebration and they do that thing where you just run like a maniac towards a microphone to ask a question, at every panel, will you just get up there and say Chappa Chow, just to go Chappa Chow, stare at them in the eye and don't move and just stare at them.
Get real uncomfortable.
Make it real
Make it
comfortable.
real.
They won't know what to do. And do it. Filoni's like, does that mean what I think it means? every time somebody says Chappa Chow, Filoni goes, what was that, Filoni? Chappa Chow.
Kathleen's like, fucking nerds, man. Ever since Stevens, it's been all this nerd shit.
No, she'd be like, they know his secret.
That could have been Marty's producer, but no, I had to go with the guy who has ice cream on tap, you know?
Yeah.
That would be a fun show. Like a producer, like a real strong, forward, you know, go-getter business type producer gets stuck with the biggest man nerd Uber director there is, you know?
Yeah.
And just has to run with this fucking life, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, and then I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say I'm gonna speculate. I'm gonna speculate two things here. The first thing is anybody that's ever made up some fucking bullshit about a character having their own show, and go, oh well, that's what it was. I told you guys the Plo Koon Darth Maul show. That's it. That explains it.
Oh, so any Jedi who could have ever had a show now falls under an animated anthology, Tales of the Jedi.
well, like, oh, I'm hearing that they're eyeing doing an Ugnaught Jedi show, right? Let's just say they fucking said that. Then when the Ugnaught shows up, there it goes. Told you guys. I knew it. Oh, remember when I told you Ahsoka was in every episode of the Bad Batch? Oh, that was why. No. You don't get credit. But yeah, that I bet you that becomes a thing. But what I will what I threw out there kind of in my article that was written really fast is that I think they'll probably do Plo Koon, and I saved this for the show. This is my theory, guys. This is where I'm getting real about things. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if, like we were talking about yesterday, if they do Ahsoka being picked up by Plo Koon and how she gets to the Jedi Order, especially with this year, with all of the work that's been going on with laying out how being taken from your family and put in the Jedi Order is either traumatic or ain't no big deal. But it depends on the person and their like stability and where they're at and shit. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that if we see that story with Ahsoka and Plo Koon, because that's Plo Koon's right now. That's Plo Koon's big story beat. That's only been shown in a couple of frames of the Clone Wars. You know, you've seen the Clone Wars, right, Rob? Have you ever seen an episode how it begins with like a newsreel? It's like war, people are taking, Yeah. Well, in that moment right there, you just see like 1 second of Plo Koon with a little baby Ahsoka. And it's like her getting taken to the Jedi Temple.
He's my favorite because he stole her. No, Dave, you can't do that.
He stole her. I also like that.
I know I'm laughing for all the wrong reasons, folks, but
I also like Plo Koon because you can't tell when he's sleeping. We should do a 10 reasons why Dave Filoni loves Plo Koon episode. Number 1.
Yeah.
He stole her.
He stole her.
But yeah. Anyways,
my me box of Lucky Charms. And people, first comment, what is this shit?
What? If this is your first episode to this show, welcome. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. It's Barth, not Barf. Remember that.
But yeah. So anyway, let me see. Thomas says, after the fish COVID outbreak last week, I hope Celebration is not a similar super spreader. Yeah. keep it seeing this like attitude, like we're out of it, like it's over, and ain't all the time it's over, is just the truth. My favorite, one of my, well, maybe it's my favorite podcast. I don't know. Last Podcast on the Left might be my favorite podcast right now. It kind of goes between that and my favorite murder, I'd say, probably. And but right now, I'm a Last Podcast guy, and the Marcus Parks, who does like all the research and shit, he's like super sick. They're not doing anything right now because of the COVID. It's not good.
Well, it'll be interesting because PAX East was like everyone was masked up that I saw there because Megavision's dudes I work with are down there interviewing folks and everyone was masked up. So there might have been some rule there,
Yeah.
But like CinemaCon's going on right now and no one's masked up. So you know what I mean? Like it'll be interesting to see where the super spreader events go, or if it is a filtration. Maybe Vegas has way better filtration in there. It's a combination of a lot of reasons with that, Like
Yeah.
so.
My
Personally
hope
speaking,
my hope is it is the thing, and nobody dies and nobody really gets that sick, and it turns out
yeah.
it is fucking weak ass COVID
Well,
now. That's
I'm
my hope.
no, as you know, I'm no medical expert. I
Mhm.
mean, the thing I did read that gave me some hope, regardless of all the posts about individual blah 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 blah, was that the more spreading it gets, the less lethal any virus gets. Like it's just kind of like the way it works, like because it has time to replicate now. Like
Yeah.
is the basic idea.
Mhm.
So if we're at 50,000 a day, but 2 years ago we're at 1 million a week or whatever, then like we're doing better. Like
Mhm.
but personally speaking, I want it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
I don't want
I want none of it, man. Like I'm not. I'm like, it's tough
it.
enough to like get con flu. You ever get that con flu, or you're just like, this is fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
That
Oh
convention
yeah.
flu.
Well,
Yeah.
my kid, it was pretty funny. My kid tried to fake sick one morning, then actually got sick. Um Eric Denton just texted me. Eric, can I read this? Because it's pretty funny. But no, I won't read it. But I agree, Eric. Something about some people who are asking for it. Anyways, yeah. But what I was gonna say was when it comes to celebration, hopefully it's not a thing. Hopefully everybody goes, and it's well organized and everybody's safe, and nobody gets sick. But like we got sick last week or 2 weeks ago now maybe, and we still have, like, not with COVID, but ironically, like, we just dodged it because my ex had it, and the kids didn't get it, and I didn't get it, thankfully. And but she got, I feel bad for her because she got COVID and then got what we had. Because that's how it goes. So she got like just sick and then normal sick. And then, but I asked her, I was like, how is this compared to your experience with COVID? And she was just like, oh, this is nothing. And I was like, shit, I don't want COVID. So
I don't want it.
yeah,
I don't want it.
but we're almost out of it, and it is true. I mean, with like the amount of people that have had it and the amount of people that have been vaccinated or vaccinated and had it and stuff like that, we should hopefully start to communicate. We should start to, as a large community, start to become better at fending it off and it not getting sick. But God, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off, dude, if I go almost 3 years without getting it, fucking dodging it, being a COVID ninja, one step ahead of it every fucking time, like how they said Marcus Brody was, but actually wasn't. And if I go down and die like Marcus Brody at the end because I got COVID, that's not actually, he died of AIDS. That I didn't mean to make that kind of thing. But but yeah, but that would just piss me off. I will become a ghost and I will haunt things angrily if I
Yeah,
go
he
3 years.
got that unfortunate blood transfusion thing, right? Where he got like
They said,
some.
I think they said that, but he was a gay man, so most
Uh,
likely he was a little bit like pre let's use condoms, and probably, unfortunately, yeah, I got it that way
yeah, it's a bummer.
from what I understand. Yeah, it's really sad, and I honestly got to say, I think it's not, maybe, you know I mean, we aren't necessarily in the same place we were at with like HIV and AIDS as we were, years ago. But at the same time, it is it's not really talked about very much about Marcus Brody, about the actor and what happened to him. He was kind of swept under the rug a little bit. So yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, so the Reddit thing, I think I'm not saying I believe it's real, as do all of my compatriots. And I believe Chris was the one who sent me the stuff I worked off of, and Chris was on the page, so I am pretty sure it's real, dude, for what it's worth. As the truth says, there's an archived version of the site. YouTube is blocking me from linking it. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, like I said, I was pretty sure it was real based on the fact that the people that were sending me screenshots. It's kind of weird. The screenshots are always appreciated, but a screenshot with the link when you are telling me something is doubly appreciated. Because when I'm rushing to get the news out, I have to go find it, without the link. I've been telling Chris for years, but I've given up on him. He is the best at spotting news the second something happens. Chris, he'll find news like the second it happens, but you ask him for that link, you're not getting that link. He does not want to give you that link,
mate.
He'll give you the sausage
mate,
link.
You don't already know where it comes from, mate. You're like, no, man. Why don't you send me the link? And then gone. You don't hear, just ghost you, right? Ghost you.
Last night we had a pretty comical moment because he was like super excited that clip had hit and we hadn't watched it yet, and he's all like,
"Why didn't you record this?"
I know. Well, no, it was through messaging, but he's like, I'm like, dude, can you just screen record it? Because basically my version of Facebook didn't have the video yet, and his version did. And it was weird. It was like a server thing or whatever, it came a few minutes later. But anyways, he's like, I'm like, can you just screen record? But he doesn't have an iPhone, so I don't know how to tell him how to do it, And then, but I'm like, he's like, sends me like a screenshot of it. And on the bottom, it's like there's a big button that says share. And I'm like, it says share right there. And he's like, okay, I'm going to try this. And then he sent it to me. It was like, we just got so excited.
You just learned how to use the share button.
We got so excited. We didn't know what the share button did. We're like, wait, we know how to do this. Yeah, it was pretty. It was.
I'm not funny. That old yet, folks.
No, he's not either. He's a spry little youngin. So that wasn't a boomer moment for him. That was him just losing his fucking mind, excited about Star Wars, and I appreciate it though.
My dad was a boomer, but I'll say this: that dude worked. I came into his shop because he had this water store he'd do during the day and security at night, right? And I'd go into the water store. And he'd be on like 5 different fucking messaging services at the same time working women. You know what I mean? Like all day. I was like, so you know how to work all this shit, right? But you don't know like basic fucking, you know how to do shit, Dad. You lie and you just sit there. But you just want me to figure out shit for you, right? And he goes, yeah. When there's some Clo-poon. When there's some Clo available, my dad.
I like his name because he sounds like Poon.
Yeah, I just inverted it, so it's like
I know what George was saying.
What do you think's under that mask? Yeah.
Most people don't know that Plo Koon is a highly flies code word.
Half our audience like, who's Heidi Fleiss?
Yeah, Heidi Fleiss was the Hollywood madam who would supply sex workers to rich people, and George Lucas was in her book.
Tell that to Madison Cawthorn.
George Lucas may have been going downtown in Bangtown, but he also might have been like one of those things where it was like eye candy. I hate to say it like that, but eye candy for premieres and stuff. It's like, and sometimes you'll see like George Lucas and he has like a car wash model on his arm. And, George Lucas didn't just go meet a car wash model at a car wash, most likely. And so that's, yeah. So
this AM PM gets you a free big gulp and a Betty with every third wash.
Afterwards, they get in bed. He's like, what do you think of the name Saboba?
She goes, Chappa Chow. And he goes, oh shit, hold on. I need my notes. Let me write it down.
Uh, yeah, but I'm betting on I'm betting on Plo Koon. Another. I mean,
You
I don't know
wanted
if
to
they
say
would.
Clo Poon.
I know.
You're
I don't
so
know if they would.
close.
I don't know if they would do any Sith stuff. But like there are little backstories that have been implied in Dave Filoni stories over the years, like Darth Sidious when he's up and coming. He's when he's the apprentice. He goes to the witches of Dathomir. Sounds like he wines and dines Darth Maul's mom, gets her trust, pretends like they're going to share knowledge and secret magics and stuff. He steals her magic and takes off, and steals her son. He still so he did so if you're wondering yeah, the Dave Filoni did write yeah, he just stole the kid.
All I'm saying, man, is like everyone has a kink.
Oh no, well yeah, I didn't think it's there. I mean
I didn't say he did. I'm just saying everyone,
but
generally speaking.
but yeah, but I mean, but that's like a story that you can tell. Also, there are little bits of tales too that that could fit in. I could also see them finding ways to make these kinds of stories fit. Like for instance, if we just want to explore the Darth Maul possibilities here, and like the Darth Maul concept, um, how does he get out of that prison that he's put in by after he comes back, and then when he's put into that weird, it was like a comic book, and it was a Clone Wars episode that was never made. They could simply add a Jedi character and then have him kill that Jedi at the end. There's just like little ways in an anthology series of getting it into the wheelhouse of the
Well,
premise.
also, if you want to be fun about it, I mean, it'd be a fun thing where like, okay, it says Tales from the Jedi, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then the fifth one, it goes Tales from the Jedi, Dark Jedi or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it just or Tales of the Sith. Like it flips it on one episode.
Uh-oh.
Right, it goes
Yeah,
from gold to red. And they just do like a fun flip. Like there's that sort of
sure.
creative thing you can do.
Um, I just got a message from Bespin Bulletin, and there's a news flash for Rob. Avatar 2 is titled Avatar: The Way of Water. Disney just finished showing the footage.
Yeah, I've known that for a while.
Oh fuck you, Rob! You didn't know that.
I
It was
did. I
called.
knew that.
You knew it was called The Way of Water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did.
What?
I also knew that they were going to be re-releasing it with a remaster. A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Got to hang out with the old John Schnepp once. John Schnepp had the inside info on Avatar, bro. He'll talk your fucking head off about Avatar if you told him you love it. So it was amazing. But like he apparently knew all them cats down there. So he's like, they're gonna re-release it with all new graphics, just like the fucking games. I was like, all right. So yeah.
But by the way,
too.
is this why at 11:28 Tyrant was saying a water store? I don't know why he said a water store.
Because my dad owned a water store.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why he bought it, man. There used to be this giant like teepee out front. The previous owners had one. I don't know why. And then but tweakers would go in there and get stoned in the teepee. So like
nice.
Take all that down. Plus cultural appropriation,
Yeah.
Get rid of the big wigwam and shit. But yeah. Yeah.
Should have rented it out.
He wasn't very good at his water store. My dad was
No?
not very good at it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's definitely we have them here. Mostly like Latino communities seem to like use them. Like I've never used one, but I had a girlfriend when I was in high school. It was all about we used to have to go down there and fill up a big old thing of water and bring it back home.
Oh, we got a great one out here. I go
Yeah.
to. It's got like outside. It's got the guy's super awesome filtration. So I got my own personal little filter thing, but he's got that osmosis blah 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 blah.
So the water just tastes good.
Water. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. I know. Like you got your water. Trust me. In the military, man, when they roll up this thing called a water buffalo, it's this big iron tanker and you get slop water, you believe me, you want you
Mm-hmm.
come to appreciate the good stuff. Plus, those,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we do live in a country where there's cities like Flint, Michigan that haven't had drinkable water for the better part of almost 10 years now. So,
Yeah, but
but
we're trying to make Ninja Turtles. So
I thought about that when I was a kid. How can I turn myself into a turtle? Had that for like 2 weeks, and then I realized it's fantasy. Rob, it's never gonna happen. But I gave it some thought.
James disagrees. He says Avatar 3 is titled The Rise of Na'vi.
Not a fan of Rise.
Probably.
Not a fan of Rise. I don't know
Not
about that
not
one.
not a fan, huh?
Don't know about that one.
So
I'm not a fan of Rise in any title, bro. So
it says Bestman says Rob is an Avatar insider. Trailer for Avatar 2 exclusively in cinemas next week with Doctor Strange. It'll release online officially the week after. So yeah. Remember like back in the day when they used to call vaginas strange? It's kind of funny if you think about Doc. Yeah, they're like I'm like to be like guys like Dudley Moore had Dudley Moore definitely said I'm going out to get some strange. That's what they would say.
never heard of that.
Never heard that? Oh, it was a thing.
No.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
what
a
he's
60s.
saying now.
So if you think about it, yeah.
I
How
want to
woke is that?
rewatch. I want to rewatch that Beatles documentary now
Mm-hmm.
on Disney Plus and see if they're dropping the Strange comments. So is Doctor Strange just a that was
I
made
don't
in the
think
'60s?
so.
Is that a
Yeah,
goof? Is that like a play on?
yeah. No, I think it was. Yeah, I think it might have been like the people who were a little older than the Beatles, maybe, who were saying that, but I don't
Old
know.
Stanley here. You like me some Doctor Strange?
So okay, Tyrant says
This big
Strange is
medallion and shit.
Tyrant is correcting me and saying Strange is only when you're getting some rando casual. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I've only ever heard dudes say it, so my assumption wasn't meant, that. But but anyways, all of this will be answered in Tales of the Jedi coming to Disney Plus. um
I wanted to name him the Coxman, but I had to go with Doctor Strange.
all right.
Not bad, right? A little
Yeah.
gritty, but I like it. It's you know what it is? It's just Ronnie. It's just Ronnie.
My original idea was Dr. Cock and Balls, but we stuck with Doctor Strange.
It's gonna be a rooster with the ball, cock and balls.
Dr. Cock and Balls.
Hanna-Barbera was biting, but I didn't sell it to him.
So yeah, I get a message. I got I'm an Xbox guy, and all my friends are PlayStation people. It just turns out.
Goddamn right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Meg, I think Bespin, I think you, probably more.
I'll give Xbox credit. The best exclusive thing they got is Forza Horizon. The open world Forza games are all fantastic. Regular Forza's dog shit, same with Gran Turismo. I don't like it. But that Forza Horizon, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel is rumored to be next gen only. This is from Bespin Bulletin.
Yes. That's good news.
Mm-hmm. Right here's Rob's favorite Jedi.
Look, I'm just saying the man looks like Uncanny Valley. I can't to me.
I'm a Jedi.
He just has he looks like
Jedi.
Remember that movie Drive when he puts on the fake face? He looks like he's wearing a face under his. I don't know what it is.
I actually saw him on TV the other day, and I actually think he looks better now that he's gotten a little bit older. He's like losing a little bit of like his like kid look, like the baby faceness is kind of going away, and he's he's looking a little cooler. So hopefully, by the time he jumps to live action, it'll work. But we'll see.
Some people get better as they age. That's true.
Yeah. So
Patrick Dempsey.
maybe there's a chance. But okay, Bespin Bulletin writes, It's been over 2 years since the release of the critically acclaimed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and we're only a month away from seeing the sequel being unveiled to the public. But a new leak from a reputable insider has revealed the upcoming title, I can't do this anymore, will be exclusive to Sony and Microsoft's latest consoles. According to video game journalist and reliable insider Jeff Grubb, my name is Jeff Grubb, and I'm a reliable insider. The highly anticipated sequel to Jedi Fallen Order will only be arriving on current console generation hardware, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, along with PC. This means that the title will not be released on last gen hardware. I expect some fans to be pretty disappointed and upset with this news, considering how difficult it is to get a hold of a PlayStation 5 or a Series X. But personally, I think it might be better for the quality of the game, as it won't be held back by the constraints of last generation hardware. And I'm pretty sure fans wouldn't want a Cyberpunk 2077 sort of issue on their hands. The next expected Star Wars video game to release following the Fallen Order sequel is Knights of the Old Republic remake, which is rumored to release in late 2023, and that too will be exclusive to Sony's PlayStation 5. Elsewhere in the video, Grubb reiterates that he believes the sequel will be shown at Star Wars Celebration, which is, I think everyone has heard that in reputable avenues, not just some person on Twitter. So, which I reported back in January, which he reported back in January, and have heard consistently ever since. However, at this time, a panel for Fallen Order or any video game has not officially been announced. So yeah. So there we go. You're going to need to buy another Xbox or PlayStation if you don't have the current generation one. And I got to be honest though, if you plan on getting both, like I actually have an investment in the Xbox library. That's why if it was all the same, if there was no such thing as exclusives, I would probably go with the next Xbox. But with this one being a next gen exclusive, and with Knights of the Old Republic probably being exclusive to PlayStation for a year, if you're primarily a Star Wars gamer, you might want to go with the next gen PlayStation. Is that PlayStation 5? Is it PlayStation 5 is the new one? That's it. So, yeah. So I think that might settle it for Star Wars fans, gotta say. And my response to the old BB, my little BB, Bestman Bulletin, was I hope they do a Star Wars one. You know, it'd be kind of nice if they did like a little Fallen Order console. You know, but remember back in the day when they did that little Darth Vader?
I don't like those.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like the Darth Vader one.
Consoles.
Yeah.
The only themed consoles I like is when they theme like if I could get a PlayStation 5 that looked like a PS1 or, you know, a Switch that looks like a GameCube. I like it when they emulate themselves. But when they're like, here's fucking Boba Fett, the themed Xbox, I don't want that shit. I don't like it.
Usually I don't want those. Like, I'm usually with you. The Darth Vader one was nice enough that I felt like when it was on your console with your nice TV, you know, on your stand with your nice TV and all that stuff, it wasn't completely like, oh my god. But it is kind of true that when you have to look at like Darth Vader's head for 3 or 4 years, it does get a little bit old. That was like my, and also on that one they fucking released it like on the tail end of that system, which was kind of frustrating. I did have this tower defense game on PlayStation that I miss. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like these like little like bug people, and it was like kind of a big game. It was like one of the PlayStation Store exclusives or whatever when when PlayStation 4 first came out, I think. But yeah, it was super good. I do miss that game. So, anyways, yeah.
But that's good news. That's good news. I know some kids go, it's not fair. I want to get that. I can't help you. Like, we're 3 years into the next gen. They haven't really started it because of this chip shortage problem, everything else. Like, you know, they get on with fucking starting their new gen shit, or they don't. Like, I don't know what to do about it. My guess is after about 12 months, you'll see some downgraded port. that will end up on the other systems. You know, like you will eventually see something that runs on the other hardware. You know,
Yeah.
but it, you know, if you're not pushing forward, then what are you supposed to do? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I was actually like, without this Star Wars jazz, was sort of in the mindset I was just going to sit out this generation of consoles. You know what I mean?
Not me.
Yeah, well, that's where I was, because I'm not spending, and if they get caught up and somehow I mean, but isn't next year supposed to be? I heard that next year was supposed to be worse for PlayStation. Was that true? I heard
What do
that
you mean
yet
next year's supposed to be worse?
the chip shortage that yet PC has been going through, the inability to make them, that's supposed to hit consoles harder next year. Is what I had heard at one point. I don't know if that was true. I don't follow this stuff that hard, but hopefully not. But
All
I
they have to do, Jason,
mhm.
is they have to fucking enact that law they're trying to pass that prevents scalpers from buying in mass quantities and reselling them on eBay. If they criminalize it, then eBay has to take all that shit down.
Yeah.
And then they have to also coordinate with online retailers to not allow people to buy 500 of something. You know, like this, or use bots or whatever. There's a way to do it to prevent the scalping, and once that goes away, you'll be able to get one in any kind of regular rotation.
Well,
You
let me
know, it's
ask you
not.
this though: do you think if they do that, it's so lucrative? Will it actually work? Is that
No,
that's
it's
my
not
question.
lucrative. Yeah, it will work because they did this with Ticketmaster and it stopped $5,000 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to buy all in 3 seconds and resell at 5,000. So they'll enact this fucking problem because Sony and Nintendo and them, they don't make the money on the hardware. They make money on the software. So if all the hardware's tied up on eBay,
Mm-hmm.
that's preventing any developer from splurging in. You know, like this is a problem. What is weird to me though is they have sold like 17 million of these consoles so far, and it used to be not too long ago, first to 10 million consoles wins. But now it's like 17 million isn't enough. We have to focus on like 50 million. So there is a problem of the ever escalation of capitalism saying that if you don't keep, you know, selling more and more and more, you're some kind of failure. Like,
Yeah.
and then the cost of next gen development is expensive. So this is a problem. You know, there's a lot of problems preventing some of this stuff. I do think though, like what may end up happening, and I've said this before, is like a lot of these super next gen looking games will also parlay that work into animation of some sort. Because once you hit a certain fidelity, there's not a lot of difference between like what a Ratchet and Clank for PS5 exclusive looks like compared to a Ratchet and Clank CGI movie. And in some ways, the game looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so there could be a way they could take these assets and also do little like a 3 minute show or a 10-minute show using all the assets in engine, like a machinimation kind of thing where they have a separate team doing that, you know, and monetizing. These game studios, they need to start monetizing their merch better. They don't do a very good job of like action figures and shit, you know. Funko Pops is not enough. Like there needs to be some better way to fund the cost of the HD
I would be
Super
happy
HD
with never
development.
seeing a Funko Pop again for the rest of my life, unless they want to sponsor the show. They want to sponsor the show, Funko Pops. Anything you want. Um, but
Right.
yeah, I'm fucking over it. I look at a Funko Pop and I go inside. I just want to throw up. Um, yeah, I'm kind of curious if I should. I don't know, man. I think I might go with the PC though, and just stay out of the console still for this generation. Go with the PC that I could use it for the show, and then you know what I mean. Use it for the show and stream the games as well, easier and shit like that. So
Well, everything on an Xbox is on PC, so
yeah,
there's that.
exactly, exactly.
I
But
will. I would even happily pay $1,000 for a PlayStation if I had to.
mhm.
I didn't. I got mine. Took me 7 hours on the phone, but I got it
Yeah,
when it launched. But and that's just because that's gonna provide me with how many years of fucking blah blah blah. And I don't play games all the time, so like I just do the math. You know, when people
right.
are dropping fucking $600+ on a new phone every year, I'm like, I don't want to hear shit about how much my game console
Oh
costs. Like,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
That's why I'm still using my 2019 iPhone. Fuck that shit.
What's a
Anyways,
20? I don't know. What's a Galaxy 9?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Is that
whatever
a
that
Star Trek
is.
show? Um, anyways, so Tyrant says, Jason, there's been some rumblings about Bethesda Online Studios doing a new Star Wars game, and then Machine Games doing the indie game, which will likely be Xbox exclusive. As a True jumps in and says, a reliable Xbox leaker corroborated a Mando game is being made at Bethesda, but we'll see. Yeah, I saw some of that stuff yesterday. It was like somebody did like this like big post. They're like, here's all the shit I'm hearing, and in it what were those things, and then a Reddit forum that I guess is a big gaming forum. I don't follow it, so I don't understand it, so I don't want to oversell it or undersell it. I don't want to say they're great. I don't want to say they're bad. I just don't know. But they were like, yeah, we've heard this stuff too, basically about it, which was sort of like corroborating it a bit. So I think that's probably a good sign. There's been a lot of rumors about like about a Mando game for a while, and I believe am I misremembering that it was sort of hinted that it or insinuated that it was an MMO. And when I heard Mando and MMO, I thought of Destiny was what came to mind
Yeah,
for
but
me.
they're making that game Starfield, right? What if it's just the
Mm,
Mando version of Starfield? Ubisoft did that. They did this. It's a pretty cool game. It's like this open world space game, and on the Switch they added Star Fox. Like you could play as Fox McCloud and everyone. It's the only
okay.
way to play that fucking game, by the way, because their generic characters are fucking dog shit. But the game and the tech and everything's cool. So when you play it as Star Fox, you get this cool open world Star Fox game. But what I'm saying is every other system had, the game, but Nintendo had this theme one. I wonder if that is
Mm,
something. But
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
seems
I
weird that they'd be making an open world space game and an open world Star Wars thing at the same time. Like
yeah. I
can
mean
happen.
it does seem like with the exclusivity of EA being broken, I think they're trying to make up for a lot of lost time, and it sounds like they're probably letting anybody who is willing to go in on a quality product to make a game. That's what it sounds like because we're up for it. I think they know that.
Superstar Wars. Just want Superstar. It'd be the one thing I'd subscribe to as a games as a service. If it was like, hey, you're gonna get these Super Star Wars packs if you fucking buy in, every year. I'm like, okay, I'd play
Yeah,
it. You know.
yeah. So, um, Tom just messaged me and what? It went away. Tom just messaged me and said heard the chatter on today's show. So he said about next gen. He said he I'd love to try and help me get. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up about that. But yeah. Anyways, the old games, the old game stuff. You could read the whole article at Bestman Bulletin, and Bestman, he covers
That
he
excites me.
covers the video games like pretty. I think he likes the video game stuff as much as he likes the films. I have been burned enough by Star Wars video games to just have been like I've been hurt before, but I want to love you. That's how I feel whenever I get a Star Wars game every time. So yeah, Tyrant says Jason saw my setup the other day. Gaming is my main hobby. Big upfront cost for systems, but last 5 years. Yeah, no, I'm actually I actually am a more of a console person. I mean, to be honest with you, I like just the ability to go and like just like turn on the console and then start playing a game without like there usually being fucking Windows updates and shit going on all the time and other shit that I have on my computer. I also like the ability to separate like work from leisure in that way, but at the same time I can't deny the overlap here at times. So it's
And by the way, PC games are not that great when it comes to Unreal. Like, there's a lot of optimization that's been done for consoles. On the PC side, it's a fucking nightmare. So you have to spend a lot of time configuring systems these days, and
yeah.
it's nothing's changed on that front. And they've gotten worse over the past year or two. We have seen from Square, especially, some horrendous PC ports of popular titles that, for no reason on God's green earth, should run as shitty as they do.
Yeah.
So, like, I do have. No, I don't. Anyway, I'll nix that idea. But
Okay.
so I get why, the whole PC thing. I mean, I've been there with you for the longest time, but if you like games like Dragon Quest and Crash and Spyro and shit, like PC side is not as good,
Yeah.
just in terms of the way it runs. So that's the kind of stuff I play. If you're
Mhm.
like, I need the best first person shooter so I can kill everybody to be better, I'm not that person. If you like
Yeah.
those indie survival games where I'm on an island and I gotta like hunt and forage and survive, I don't play those games. So those things don't matter to Rob. Like I want Japanese mascot characters and cool racing and like that's the shit I play. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Baymax says a wall of Funko Pops has nothing on a collection of vintage Kenner Star Wars men. Also, video games have nothing on those endless summers playing Star Wars men in dirt hole Sarlaccs in the backyard. That's true. That's true. Except, um, except when we killed Moochie the Rancor as children, like Luke Skywalker. Uh, are we allowed to like talk about the Moochie thing, or is our friend doing something on the Moochie thing? I don't want to step on anybody's toes. It's in a game, but I just don't want to do that. But
All
anyways,
Luke had to do was force choke him the way he was force choking everything else. Stupid. It's a stupid sequence.
so Santa says, notice how Baymax sidesteps the Rancor abuse his figures endured in those summer adventures. Yeah, I didn't have the Rancor when it very first hit, like when it very first came out, but my friend did. He let me borrow it, and I went about 1986. I'm gonna say started going to a new school. Met my buddy Juan. Looked a lot like you, honestly. You're like kind of like Juan growing up, but same hair, and yeah. Oh, and Juan though,
Trendy kid.
but Juan, um, he went. I remember he went as Pee Wee Herman for Halloween that year, and that's how we became friends because he was like he did a good Pee Wee with the hair. Yeah, he did a good Pee Wee.
Right.
But he gave me he gave me his Rancor. Nice kid, you know. Baymax. Before I had an actual speeder bike, we used toilet roll tubes as speeders, and it was awesome. Yeah,
You could still do that, Baymax.
my parents for my birthday. My birthday is in August, and they tried to get me Castle Grayskull or I think it was the Ewok Village, and they failed on both accounts. They couldn't get it at that time. Just nobody had it. And so I remember my mom took me down to the arts and crafts store, and she had her fucking hot glue gun, and oh boy, you give a tweaker a hot glue gun, and you're gonna get something made, friends. And we made an Ewok village out of sticks, like a full fucking Ewok village.
When I was 4 or 5, I could talk my dad into get me a Castle Grayskull or something.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I got older, and he was like, I don't have to spend money on you because I own you now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
he bought me.
yeah.
And my stepmother had my mom had a new husband. He was military, so he just handed me cardboard and duct tape. He's like, you ain't getting shit. Make it. You want a bat cave? You got to make the bat cave. So duct tape and cardboard it is. I learned cardboard can make anything.
Yeah, you can.
Like I was like, you could draw it out like a thing. You could actually figured out how you could like a model. You could draw out the side of the Batmobile, make 2 parts, and then make a Batmobile. Like, but I mean, it was ghetto, but that's how I had to roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Digging in the dirt as a kid with your Star Wars toys was fun. Star Wars men, that's what we call them, as Baymax is referencing, and yeah.
That's why I told you my dream game has been for the last 20 years.
As it true just said, Disney's film slate just got shown for 2022 to 2023. No Rogue Squadron.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Well,
no shit.
Yeah, no, but it's
unless they're going to announce it in 4 weeks and I have to eat crow.
Well, I mean, that would be great. I hope you have to eat shit. I hope you have to eat a big old fucking turd, and it's great, and it comes out. But yeah, it doesn't look like that movie could make it.
Get stuck back here. It's not good.
Aleister Crowley ate goat shit. Anyways,
you really want to get into Aleister Crowley?
Let's do it.
And what's that? He used to hang out with what's his face? That dude from The Master. Scientology, Ron L. Hubbard,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard
Oh, Ron Hubbard.
was
Yeah.
his accident. Was his giant accident. He fucked that up. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. On a complete like side note, today I was sent. Oh, and as the true notes that Indy is there, so it's not excluding Lucasfilm. Nice, nice. That looks like what we've all been hearing. We haven't had any good signs of anything from Rogue Squadron in a while.
Well, the biggest tell is when Paramount wants to release a Star Trek movie on the exact same day and rush it through production and get it out. You know, like they're not going to do that if Star Wars. They know, like these studios, they trade dates years in advance. You know, they know what's going to be there. So
Yeah.
who
Star Wars
actually do.
Star Wars Newsnet is exclusively reporting on Lola right now. Exclusively.
Fucking dicks. These fucking poser ass little bitches, dude. Seriously. Fucking
Yeah,
liars. You
it's
know?
like just because you don't like me doesn't mean that you are exclusively reporting something. You know what I mean?
They're not
Like
even
I don't like
exclusively reposting your fucking stuff.
no.
You know? There's nothing exclusive about these fucking liars.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's look out, Grogu. Oh god, this is cringy. Here, let me share it. I will share it though. Unlike them, it's really not about how I feel about somebody. It's about the news, right? A month ago, a month ago, we reported for alarm. Cool, man. Uh, without needing to rescue. So in that story, revealed important mission. No, you didn't reveal that. You talked about that. God, these people, they don't give a shit. Let's act like, oh, you know what? Or it's act like I'm the only one who exists. It seems Emily will have a significant role in Obi-Wan. So instead of giving Leia a weapon, she's provided with a cool small flying guardian to protect her. No, that's not really how it goes. I'm not saying that it doesn't protect her. It does, but it's more of a toy. I've talked about how Bria takes it from Leia and Leia steals it out of her pocket. Does that sound like it's a weapon? We're told the droid is like a drone. It doesn't. I know it doesn't talk, but like I said, it's pocket size. It's adorable. It's like a little bug that hovers over her to protect her. This new character is indeed to capture the audience, next big cute Star Wars character. Yeah, it is definitely in that vein, but I don't know if it's in there. So they're suggesting that it looks a little bit like one of the droids from Batteries Not Included. The new droid is similar in shape to the one above. It has sensors and antennas and a visor offset. Yeah, that's all pretty accurate. So that the gist of it is accurate, but sorry guys, but just because you don't like me doesn't mean that you get to pretend like you exclusively are reporting anything on that. We had that some time ago. So yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of curious about how that whole thing is honestly going to play out too.
What,
You know what I
Lola?
mean? Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also curious if because they were calling her Lola done on the set, and I'm curious if that's going to be her actual name or not in the series, or if it's going to if that's like the code because it's not clear. But that's what they called her. Which will be kind of fun for those Yoda parody songs for Yoda, Yoda Yoda, which is a parody of Lola. Yeah, there you go. But so we got Star Wars Newsnet trailing behind. I mean, you know.
I wanted to name it J.O. Bait, but they wouldn't let me do it. J.O.B.8. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Florida's making things real difficult right now for everybody.
Yeah. Well, so anything else in the chat here today? But yeah.
MakingStarWars.net just exclusively reported that it was not originally supposed to be titled JOB8. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Big exclusive, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like it's kind of funny because it would go like on, they would call it like jokingly call it like a Polly Pocket because like it is that small. Like the companion is that small. So if that helps anyone understand. Also, oh, I don't have it. I can't find it. Somebody a friend of ours did a good little piece of fan art from it, but I don't seem to have it on me. Kenneth Elliott did a little piece of fan art, but I don't have it on me. But he drew it. It was pretty nice. But anyways, I appreciated it, Kenneth. I'll try and show it on the show pretty soon. But yeah, it's like a kind of almost like what you would expect from like a makeup thing, like it's really small. Like I said, it fits, it goes in Bria's pocket. She steals it later on. Reva uses it as like bait and uses it like against Leia. Like she's
She
pretty
gets a
mean.
fishing pole, right? She's
Yeah,
like dragging it across.
Reva is very mean to Lola, you guys. All right, that's what I am trying to tell you. Reva is a piece of shit to Lola. Okay, so, but yeah. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, have fun exclusively reporting what I exclusively reported weeks ago. What are you gonna do, right?
But we put up a picture of batteries not included. You didn't do that. All right, well, got me there.
I will say if Forlom is in the show and Forlom's not what I think it is, it's such a so fucking what, and they're like, oh, Forlom. It's like, come on. It's like, but these people they've been doing this kind of shit for years and then acting like I'm like the monster for getting upset whenever they have made me upset. I don't care anymore. But whenever like in the past, they'd be like, come on, like when I thought we were friends, and then they would act like, oh, well, you're just being irrational. But it's just like when Bespin Bulletin went and did a report recently, and then they went and debunked it. Debunking is the lowest fucking like if you debunk something without bringing the truth in that debunk, then you're just being a piece of shit. You're being Aleister Crowley's goat shit. Somebody needs to eat you. You know what I mean? Aleister Crowley ate goat shit on a silver platter for magic. So, but Polly Pocket is called Lola. Well, so on set, that's what they were calling her. They were referring to her as Lola. And at Lucasfilm, there's a thing coming out, and Lola's a part of that thing, and they call her Lola there too. Could it be a code? I suppose. Could her name be L-OLA or something? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Oh, it's an acronym of some,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some fucking nomenclature, but
yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes, or what if it ends up being more. But I will say, if Lola is a code, and then it comes out and its name was Jackbot 5000 or some bullshit, I promise you, I will be vindicated that is the name that they were using. Just like when I remember one of my very first reports, since we're on like this kind of topic, was about Kylo Ren. And I was like, I think Leia's son might be the bad guy, and they're calling him JK, which I believe stands for Jedi Killer. and fucking this one dude from the Force.net goes, like, oh, JK, I'm more like, just kidding. It's not true. I'm going to keep a spreadsheet about all your spoilers and humiliate you after it comes out. He never released it because fucking rocked that shit. But also over time,
and now they have whole sites where they just make up bullshit news and theories, like they've flipped the whole thing around, like,
yeah.
and
But now today, but now you could go look at Force Awakens concept art, and you could see JK on hundreds of pieces of art, and things like that. Because that's what he was called behind the scenes. Star Wars Newsnet jacked off in Rob's pencil box. I don't know what that. What does that mean? You lost me on that one.
Pencils, so you got me on that one.
Uh-oh. Not even in school? You never have a pencil box in kindergarten?
Graphite. I can hear it.
Yeah?
I don't like graphite.
Oh, I need to take you to a couple shows. We'll fix that quick. You went in the military, didn't you? Like fire guns and shit. Then that didn't ruin it. Didn't ruin your hearing.
It's graphene.
Oh, okay. But
it's not graphite.
Graphene.
Big difference.
Yeah. I have a feeling though that we're not going to see anything. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we're going to see anything from Leia, Lola, or Belle. And I keep seeing things like Deborah Chow, in interviews now, is going like, "There's so many cameos, you guys are just going to be crazy." And I'll see like a YouTuber or somebody go like, "Oh, dude, I think this means Admiral Akbar," and it's just like, you're
why?
No, I'm making the Admiral Akbar thing was I just pulled it out of my ass. I don't want to pick on anybody, but it's like you guys like have to remember, we're not supposed to know about Leia. We're not supposed to know about her father and her mother and Alderaan. You know what I mean? And we're not supposed to know about like any of the stuff that we do know about. So it's like they think like Deborah Chow's right there with us learning about the show.
The fact that people
from Star Wars Newsnet, who exclusively reports.
It's like when they were naming some cameos a couple weeks ago on the final season for Better Call Saul. I'm like, I just want the characters. I don't give a shit about this stuff, I get Marvel does it because they're going to introduce new characters in movies that will launch in their own series, but that's not what Star Wars. This is literally just going to take some fucking rando character that you love and shove him in there so you can go, there he is. Like, that's not what you want, They're not going to, if Akbar was in Kenobi, which is not, but they're not going to use it to springboard an Akbar series. You know what I mean? Like the Inquisitors, I get that's being sprung into its own thing if they wanted to do that, which would make total sense. That's the shit you should be getting excited about. But if like Cad Bane's in the background, well then who the fuck cares? Unless Cad Bane's getting his own series, which I seriously fucking doubt's happening. Like because they tried to not kill him in the last series. So that's like the thing.
What I mean, and this is something I think I did a show with Star Wars Meg and Santa about this one, or a question about this. I asked them, and I'm like, what is a cameo? Like when does it become a cameo, and when is it background dressing? You know what I mean? And so As a True just said, latest Star Wars leaks post 9+ age rating for Kenobi on the Disney Plus app. Cue they're making it for kids, toned down, same stuff that won't share real leaks, right? That is true.
Someone's making Star Wars for kids? Well, welcome to a 40+ year fucking argument.
I will say though, to like Star Wars Newsnet and Star Wars leaks, I hope someday you never get a DM from a girl with 9 personalities or 11 personalities who then lies about you and says a bunch of shit that isn't true. And then you release the truth. And then you decide, you know what, we're just going to stick with this because I don't know how it's better for you. I really don't. I don't know how it's better for anybody to not report on the truth. I don't know how it's better for anybody to not report on accurate leaks. Like we all win. And instead, you're deciding to hold on to this thing, and then you move the goalpost to me talking about politics, and referencing a political story that I linked to and prove that that's what I was referencing and making it sound like I'm then therefore I'm racist. Because if anybody has followed this show, my podcast, or anything for a really long time, you know that none of that's true. And on top of it, though, you know that I am not good at faking it. I pretty much say what I think for better or worse all the time. And if I thought that shit, I would just be on about it. I would just be fucking running a completely different show right now. But that's the world that we live in. A world of idiots. Stupid fucking idiots. So, fun times. But hey, you get to pretend like you got a scoop fucking 4 months after we started talking about it.
I got a scoop. I'm not so smart.
Yeah, you're smart too. You're smart too. You're smart too. Yeah, you're smart too. Don't worry.
Am I dumb like Forlom?
Yeah. No, you're not dumb. You're smart like Zuck is. You're smart like Zuck is, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and that's, you know, it amazes me though. It amazes me every day that this is how this community rolls. You know what I mean? And and then what infuriates me pretty much daily is like there's 2-3 people who will go like, he's a groomer. They'll throw that out, and they know that's not true. I've like proven it, and they won't let them talk about me or link to my stuff, but they'll let them say that about me. So it's just like, and we can't pretend like Star Wars Leaks and Star Wars Newsnet aren't in bed together. The mods at Star Wars Leaks are the same as people at Star Wars Newsnet. So
here's the book, Jason. Right, from boomers to groomers, the age of social media politics. Right, yeah. Like it's like when they start using terminologies that certain asshole politicians use. Like everyone has like a little nickname, a lion grooming, making Star Wars, like that shit. You know, it's like you claim to be against some motherfucker, but then you use their terminology. Like if you're using that terminology, then you're for that person. That's kind of how it works. It's a telltale sign. You've been assimilated into the fold, nitwits.
Mm-hmm. Wait, assholes. But Princess Diana is alive in JFK too, right?
Now George Lucas groomed my childhood.
Uh-oh.
Fucking dicks, dude.
But I will gladly become the Aleister Crowley of the Star Wars fandom. That sounds good. Since we're on
not eating goat shit, Jason.
No.
It's bad enough I gotta eat Jack in a Box here.
If you want to do the magic ritual, we're gonna eat Chewbacca shit on a silver platter.
And look, I'm not gonna be like a wuss and go, I'll get the most. I got the milkshake. It's Jack in a Box. I'll get the stupidest shit on there. The taco.
Oh, it's good, man. Jack in a Box tacos. Oh shit.
They're sealed in grease. They're
both chewy and crunchy at the same time.
They come with the sauce that is neither sauce nor sauce.
Hey, the sauce is the only thing it has going for it, dude. Come on, give it a break. Soundwave says, glad I made it. My Kenobi excitement is through the roof. Yeah, me too.
I'll say I did say I was messing with my TV settings to get me prepared for Kenobi, and I told you I was a little unimpressed with some of the photography I've seen so far, cinematography or whatever. But if you just mess with the settings on your TV enough, anything will look cool. So I got the contrast bumped up a little bit. The blacks punched in there a little bit more. Shit falls into shadow the way I like it. And I'm like, all right, I'm for it. I'll say this though. There's something about, and I don't know if this is a limitation of the volume or if it's just a budgetary thing or whatever, but when they're shooting on a soundstage, they gotta do a better job of emulating just wind. Like if you're outside in a market, go to any open market, farmer's market, a Christmas in Germany, their Christmas festivals are always, every town had one, but there's always some wind. And like when Obi-Wan's outside, and I'm like, there's not even a little gust. Like everyone, the robes just sit perfectly.
Well, don't worry. A lot of it was filmed. Most of the outside stuff wasn't filmed in the volume. Most of it was they had the one set in El Segundo. They had another location that I don't want to divulge, and Yeah, so they actually had two like the anchor headset and stuff. So chances are
I think I was talking
it'll
about
look a little bit
Nier,
better.
like the Nier stuff,
Oh,
like because
that
you're
stuff, yeah. Well, I mean, I think what's that show? Moon Knight, like where they actually like emulate real world stuff, real world places. That's where you feel it even more because like you know what it's supposed to look like, right?
yeah. I mean, when they're on the boat and they're out in Egypt and Moon Knight, all that looks great. When they're out in the dunes, all that shit looks
Hmm.
great, But when you could tell a pickup shot half the time because there's no wind. Even movies suffer from this. I just wish there was a better. I know they got to get a big wind machine. It's a fucking nightmare to deal with. But it's the thing I would try to find a way because that's what Blade Runner. When you try to get that Blade Runner look, they're outside, so like you get atmosphere, wind, like passing through sets. There has to be some economical way of dealing with that.
Yeah.
That it would just solve. Other than that, like it all works. It's just without that one little bit, costumes are just sitting flat. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I can't keep my own flannel shirt from not moving when I go outside.
Hmm.
So it's just a
Yeah.
small gripe, folks.
Yeah. Soundwave says, I was 9 when episode 1 came out, and Ewan is my favorite. Everyone check out the movie he did where he played Jesus and the Devil. Very good performance and very anti-Jesus movie. Really? He's probably got tired of people calling him Jesus all the time. Baymax says you could easily be making more money dog whistling and tossing out red meat to culture war zealots, grift winking them into rage bait super chat frenzies. But Lambhead don't like that shit. That's true. That is
Right.
where all hell at Lambhead. And I will say,
That's a
in with
You want to get rid of me. You want to get rid of me, just start doing that. I won't be here for it.
Mhm. Yeah, no,
Like
exactly.
I'm not saying I'm the arbiter of like morality, right? I'm a liberal
Mhm.
dude and a fucking human. We all got our flaws. But I would
No,
not be part of any show that was furthering that
no, me
mentality,
either.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't be
All
able
right.
to sleep at night, and God knows I like my sleep. It's important to me,
Do like
and
sleep.
yeah, no, I think like the big difference is that the people that are usually making that money and doing that stuff, they're not Star Wars fans in the same way. They're Star Wars fans in as much as that they're probably American and that they're probably male and that they're probably born within a time frame of Star Wars is a big thing. But if it wasn't Star Wars, it would just be something else. Whereas I really like Star Wars and I don't really want to contort the thing I love to fit some political thing that I have in my brain that I want to like throw out at people's faces and stuff all the time. That sounds terrible. It sounds like it would make me very unhappy. So while I do like money, but yeah, I'm not really into rage baiting. But I at the same time though, you know, I love punk
It just
rock.
seems like a death metal band waiting to happen.
Rage bait,
Rage bait.
rage bait.
Right, and just a silly string shoots out from the stage.
My name will be Master Rage Baiter. I am Master Rage Baiter.
Such white boy humor.
As the truth says, Ewan McGregor tells Total Film, I got as much or more out of playing him this time than I did the first 3 movies put together. Yeah, I can see that. Because I mean, when you look at Obi-Wan, he's he's just simply like always in service to other characters. There's not really a lot of service to Kenobi that goes on in the prequel films. He is like a caretaker to Padme, answering to Liam Neeson, and then he's the caretaker to Padme, giving off the responsibility to Anakin, and then he's just like, oh my god, everything went bad, and then he's like, I'm gonna cut off your arms and legs, have the high ground. And so he kind of like goes through, like, things happen to him, but
It was a
not a lot
complaint of
there.
mine. One of the few complaints I had at the time about the Phantom Menace was like, when they go to Tatooine, I'm like, Qui-Gon should have just let Obi-Wan go with the slave girl, the
Mm-hmm.
handmaiden,
Yeah.
to keep up this ruse, so he could stay back, but then, 'cause that's where That's the one switch in that movie. Like, okay, Jar Jar and everything aside, just switch Qui Gon with Obi-Wan on Tatooine. You know, let Obi-Wan make the decision to bring Anakin in. It's the one thing that it's missing from that film. You know,
It's
those
just
two.
breezy.
Hey, how are you guys?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, I had a nap. I fell asleep. And now I'm just like, I just woke up. So forgive
Face
my
first. Like, so
yeah,
all your hair was like face, and then you get up.
literally just woke up. Yeah,
It's great,
Yeah.
man.
So
Killer.
so was that message that you sent me? Was that saying Rogue Squadron's missing? Is that where you were going with that?
that's where I'm going with that. But thank you for saying that. I'm the fastest reporter. I really appreciate that.
You are.
That's true.
You've
I'm
always
on the
been.
fucking ball. I'm on
You're
the
the
ball.
fastest. Yeah, you
I'm
always are. You're always like for I'm gonna say since about 2016, you've always been the first person to be like, did you see this? And either I've already seen it because I am that obsessed as well, or you are just a little bit more obsessed and beat me to it every time. Like, but
Yeah,
you are faster than me by far. So it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
I appreciate the kind words. And the Kenobi thing. You know what's funny about that, Jason? How you didn't get it? It's because we are getting it like we're a day ahead of you. So
Yeah.
12 hours ago, like it was the day it was meant to come out. So Australia is gonna get the promo like in 2 weeks' time, Kenobi in 1 week time. We're gonna get it like 12 hours before you. So I'll keep you updated on that too, and I'll press the share button.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I was cracking up last night. I was like we are a special bunch. I mean that like in a good way, but I was like, it was just funny.
Yeah.
But as the truth says, that was from a new interview from earlier. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so excited about Tales of the Jedi being an anthology something, an anthology animated anthology show, because I think it just opens up a lot of doors to do things that don't necessarily deserve their own show. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, Plo Koon bringing Ahsoka to the Jedi Temple could be a cool thing in an episode of Ahsoka, but if it's never not on the plan for Ahsoka, that's a great place to like tell that story and to like flesh that out and stuff, you know, and
And
the
to create
fact
new characters,
and to create new character, yeah,
different
yeah,
timelines.
yeah. But that I think is I think that's actually like a brings up a good question. When you already have such a legion of Jedi characters that are massively underexplored, do they go with new characters, or do they stick to what they got? And does it transcend eras? Like this could be, you know, a bunch of High Republic Jedi stories too, for all we know. I mean, that's just worth considering too, which would I would prefer it be all eras of everything
Yeah, you
and be
know, I've
canon,
always
but
pontificated over doing the last era, right?
mhm.
Like before the destruction of the world, the whole universe ends. What? How do they move on? What do you do if you're like the last remaining people in a galaxy and it's all crumbling, kind of shit? You know, like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
they really believe in the Force when everything's dying? Like, I don't know, like. There's anthologies. They really. I know a lot of fans don't like it because they're like, oh well, it's hard to gauge one character arc from this to the next. But there is a way. I mean, What If did a good job of tying it all together, but you don't even have to tie it all together. I think, you know, like Star Wars is enough of a universe that people get it at this point. It's not like a random monster anthology or a random superhero. Star Wars kind of unifies all that stuff in a way. So this just lends itself perfectly to this sort of thing. So I was just hoping that I prefer 20, 30-minute episodes as opposed to 8-minute shorts. Like, I love Star Wars Visions, but you know what I mean? Like, I would like if it was like 3 stories that kind of went across, or I don't know, like you pick and choose the best ones, but it's still the best format for this sort of stuff, especially in
Yeah.
animation, because they can create anything as opposed to making it photorealistic and shit. You know, like
Well, what I love about the anthology like format too, like with Clone Wars, where was you would have like an episode where R2 and 3PO are getting a fucking pie for Padme's party, and then they end up on an adventure, and then it goes into this like Wizard of Oz slash Alice in Wonderland story. A lot of people don't like it. I actually didn't mind it. I actually kind of liked it. But that's not the show. If that's not your cup of tea, then the next fucking show is Count Dooku doing fucking magic over a cauldron and shit. You're like, what the fuck is this? So it's like it would continually just have wild new ideas and concepts, and it kept it fresh. So that's why with Clone Wars, I don't ever get tired of it, because I don't ever know what it's going to be. Whereas, and this isn't a dig on Bad Batch, but with like Bad Batch, you kind of know what the next episode's going to be every time, no matter what. You know where it's going or where the direction is. It might be a surprise, but the premise is the premise. And so, and I think anthology stories with Star Wars are so much more inspired usually. So I have hopes.
If a character or story pops out of it that warrants its own series, like the Ninth Jedi would be one in Visions. I'm like, make a whole series out of this shit, you know? I'll watch. Yeah, let the ones that fucking pop at the winners get in that whole thing. That's.
I will say, man, like I had Visions on the other day, and that one was on, and I was like looking at it, and like the ones that are like really pulling on Kurosawa super hard. The truth of the matter is I got a feeling that 95% of Star Wars fans, if you try to get them to watch an Akira Kurosawa film, they will not do it. And with Star Wars essentially being stealing old things all the time, them taking that and doing, and I don't just mean of course Star Wars always steals from that, but actually taking it in animation, and they had made that into a 1-hour movie, they would have really had something. And there's so many little Kurosawa things that they could just like easily use that would be pretty breathtaking. And there's so much scholarship on Kurosawa, it wouldn't be as difficult to say if they just decided to go and do it from something else. I don't know, fucking Transformers or something. You know what I mean? Like it's all there. It's all there, and it's ready to be repackaged for a new generation. And Star Wars, is the one way of doing it. I'm not saying I think that they should do that necessarily all the time, but that's what they do.
I think Star Wars Anthony asked you, is it legit? Well, it was legit because I saw it. So
yeah. You were on the actual like page when you sent me the screenshot, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then I sent it to you, but yeah.
You sent it to me, and then Star Wars Santa actually was like, check this out. After I was like already like doing the write up, and when he sent it, like I said, it was like a different theme, because it was a completely like different. It was like so that's how I knew it was definitely real.
Yeah, it's definitely legit.
Yeah. But I am always like, oh shit, did I just get suckered? Because every day, I mean, that's what everybody's trying to. Every day, somebody is trying to get one over on.
They're trying to fool
somebody.
you. Yeah, they're trying to make you look cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jason. I got nothing else to do over here.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Once I make myself a couple backgrounds for the show, I'm like, well, now time to drive Jason nuts. Unleash the bots. Like
look at Kenobi just looking at us like, are you guys gonna go or what? When are you guys gonna leave? But
have you guys mentioned anything about the 2023 release? Because they just officially announced it at CinemaCon.
Wait, what did they? Are you talking about the lack of?
No, the movies are coming out next year, and there's no Star Wars.
Yeah, and it had. We did talk a little bit about it, and as a True pointed out, I don't see it in these pictures here. Oh yeah, no, it is there.
Big Screen Leaks. Big Screen Leaks, which is verified. I don't know. They said there's a Star Wars film planning to shoot next year, and it's not Taika, Feige's, or Rogue Squadron.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully that's accurate. But Big Screen Leaks had some promotional stuff about Kenobi accurate, and then after that they were in the what do you call it? The Disney Day Plus Day Massacre or whatever.
Oh, they were. So
okay. Yeah, they're like in that circle. No. I don't mean to call bullshit or anything like that. I hope that is like true. We know of things that are going on at this there though that aren't that. So hopefully that's true. But the big thing is that that as the True pointed out is that Indiana Jones is on here. So it means like Lucasfilm wasn't just left off. If Indiana Jones was on there, we could go, oh, well, they didn't put anything from Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm just not included in the studio's release, Walt Disney Studios, but it's on there too. So I think that says a lot. Hey, Meg became a member. Meg, you didn't have to become a member, but thank you, Meg. I appreciate that. Long have I waited to join the NSW membership, cackles. Thank you, Meg. Hey, Meg. While I have you here, the Rancor thing, is that going to be a thing that you're gonna like do an observation on? Because if it is, I won't talk about it. But if it's until you do. But you were talking about the Rancor the other day, the observation that you made, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and I kind of wanted to bring it up, but I won't bring it up if you are going to do a video on it. You will do a video, okay? I'll do a video talking. We'll do this show talking about your video when you do it, because
we'll do an exclusive video about your video.
An exclusive video of your video of the time that we talked about your video too.
Exclusively.
It's Inception. It's like a Star Wars Inception.
Yeah. Well, it's more like Tenet. It's 2 steps down, but you get the idea.
And I can also say they added something very telling about Yaddle. Okay. We won't even talk about any of that. Let's just take it off the table, and then until Meg talks about it. Then
Yaddle liked it raw.
Yaddle.
What?
Remember that picture we had? Remember that picture we had of the Yaddle fleshlight? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
I can't unsear it. Every time I close my eyes, it's burned behind.
God.
Forever.
Yeah, I can't. Let's just say one time, somebody that you all grew up really, really adoring sent me that. That Yaddle picture. I wish I could say who it was. I'll tell you guys after the show, but it was pretty funny though.
It's hilarious.
I was like, this is surreal, but yeah, that's life. But so Rogue Squadron likely not going to film next year, and I gotta say though, like the whole schedule for all of this stuff, I don't know how much wiggle room they have. Like I guess they could not do the December thing or whatever. I don't know what the release dates were, so I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, make too many firm statements on this from my opinion. But we did kind of have a rollout where this year's Avatar, this year's Star Wars, this year's Avatar, this year's Star Wars. And
can I just say Bespin just posted an article about it, so if you want to check that out.
Oh, Bespin did?
Yeah.
Is he exclusively reporting on Lola?
I'm not too sure, mate.
I'm exclusively not going to report on Lola. Like, it's a Bespin exclusive. I'm not talking about it.
Oh, and we got Forlom too. We got Forlom, you guys. Pretty okay. Here we go. And the best thing about Forlom, he can't die. Nothing interesting there. Okay. Rogue Squadron, not part of Disney's 2023 slate shown at CinemaCon. CinemaCon kicked off this week in Las Vegas. You guys can see this, right? Okay. It's already brought some exciting news for film fans just 2 days in, but today it appears to have delivered some disappointing news for Star Wars fans. Disney had their CinemaCon presentation earlier today, and they showed off the first 20 minutes of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, 30 minutes of Lightyear, debuting footage from Avatar 2, The Way of Water, along with updates from other films releasing in 2022 and 2023. However, one noticeable absence was Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which is slated for a December 2023 release. Rogue Squadron and titles part of Disney's 2023 slate wasn't expected to have footage shown during the convention, but titles from next year did appear at the end of the showcase, mapping out the company's release schedule for 2023. And unfortunately, Rogue Squadron was nowhere to be found. And then here's that picture that we were talking about. And as you can see right here, we got some Indiana Jones, Guardians of the Galaxy, What's that? Is that the Marvels or the Marvel 5? I don't know.
Marvels.
Okay.
That's nice.
Strange World. Strange World. Okay.
Animation.
That's a world about hooking up with strangers.
Yeah.
That's getting some strange. Avatar.
No,
Lightyear.
it's about getting poon.
It was originally called
What?
Dick World. Okay. Doctor
True
Strange,
believers.
The Multiverse of Madness. I have to say, I love Multiverse of Madness title, but it does remind me of a pinball game, and I don't know why. Thor, Love and Thunder,
Chris.
Bob's Burger, the
Chris.
movie.
Chris, do Macho Madness, Multiverse of Madness style.
Hey Rob, I'm still half asleep. You gotta ease me into that.
Yeah.
The
Multiverse
Banshees.
of Madness. Yeah.
What the fuck is the Banshees of what? Of
Who fucking knows?
Inisherin? I
Never
don't
seen
know what
that
that is.
Oh, that's the Kathleen Kennedy biopic.
Oh, Amsterdam. I think that's a movie about a vacation that Dave Filoni took.
That's more of a wish list.
I wonder
Actually.
if Dave Filoni ever watches this show and he's just like, what's the guy's fucking deal with me? Why do they keep making up
I am
stuff?
shocked. In a world where we live with shitty DreamWorks films and all these little cheap knockoffs, someone hasn't made Hamsterdam about hamsters who just get high and like a Zootopia for stoners.
Oh yeah, brother. We're going down to Quantum Mania. It's gonna be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that not a thing?
Quantum Mania.
So good.
But yeah. Well, I am glad Indiana Jones is there. You know why? Indiana Jones never let me down. You might have not liked Temple of Doom. You might not like Crystal Skull. But I fucking loved it. It was the most fun I had. And I will say the Mummy can't eat ass. That's how bad the Mummy is. The Mummy can't eat ass. That's what I say about the Mummy. I put the Mummy on the other day, Rob. I put it on. It goes like this. Indiana Jones 1 through 100. The Indiana Jones Chronicles, Romancing the Stone, and its
Such
sequel.
a little hater.
And then it goes
Such
after
a
that.
little
It pretty much goes a couple of nature documentaries I saw one time.
You sound like my uncle. Star Wars is just Shane. It's just Shane. It's Shane. And then you make me watch Shane. I'm like, fucking hate this movie. Like,
Shane.
Yes. Yeah. That's what you sound like, Jason.
Yeah, but this time it's right. This time
That's
it's right.
I got real fortunate. My uncles were they were the internet before, became a computer.
No, like I said, I had no real dog in the fight, but my you know how like and by the way, these people on the internet that act like they want everybody to be in their cult, so they're like, oh, you're being exclusionary to fandom. Like they really get like really crazy about it. like don't do that. But on the flip side, those people are just kind of as crazy. I've probably been that crazy, but I turn out to be.
Like anyone could exclude me from my own fandom.
But,
it's the weirdest fucking concept.
But
no, Rob, you can't be a fan of it. What? Oh shit. Well,
I'm in like second grade or something like that, and all week KCOP, man, I think it was KCOP, Channel 13 out here. They're like promoting
KCLP.
OP. KCOP was,
OP.
and at least I'm. You had different channels, I think, than me.
KC, I had to be KCLA. We did get KCLA.
KTLA was 5. KTLA.
KTLA, that's right.
Yeah.
With KUSI.
But we had KCOP, which is Channel 13 in Southern California, or out here in my part of Los Angeles area, and they were like Star Trek to the Next Generation. They just kept promoting it. I was like, cool, a new space show. Like I said, I was watching Space Boy, Superboy and stuff. I was like, I needed anything fantasy, So it goes to come on, and like for like the first like year of that show, whenever any old person would walk into the room when I was watching it, they'd be like, "Oh, that's not Captain Kirk." And every one of those motherfuckers today
watched it,
has like fucking like tattoos of the Next Generation people and shit. And I'm just like, you guys are fucking idiots.
They put it on to hate watch it because this is when my mom left, so they'd leave me at my uncle's. With my leaving with my uncle, and then who lived in the crazy old house, and then my uncle from the radio station, he got him and his wife separated, so he had to live there. So I was stuck with both my uncles in this crazy old house out of the 50s. And they would hate watch Star Trek on the TV that they grew up on, which is a big tube. It's the one from Back to the Future, the first movie, black and white, about 14 inches fucking wide screen, the size of your wall,
Yeah.
made out of wood. they'd hate watch it, and I would just go, man, the women, Tasha Yar and Deanna Trek, I would just kind of like stare at that, but they would, this is not, Kirk was better, blah blah blah. Now you're right. Now they fucking love the Next Generation. That somewhere around the mid '90s, they were like, it's great. This other shit sucks. You know, they didn't like it when there was a. And this is when I realized there was some racism in my family when Cisco became a captain. Like, it's a black captain's bullshit. I was like, you got to stop with this. Like,
yeah,
you know, this nonsense. But it happened.
It does. It does. Happened. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it ended up. The story does end up good because the previous generation sucked. The next one was better. And I think that's true of both Star Trek and I'm kidding. Super Indiana Jones is super cool. Indy's on the list. I always wanted one of those monkeys he had in Raiders. Dates. Bad dates. Whenever, yeah, that's whatever. Whenever I go on a date and it's not good, that's what I always like to say. Bad dates.
Bad dates.
I went on one recently, and I got fucking catfished by a midget. It was just bloody terrible.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Drop the M word. Huh.
Yeah. You're supposed to say little person.
Maybe it doesn't mean the same thing over there.
Yeah.
No, actually,
Sorry,
a friend of mine who gives me some Willow news. Was telling me like information, and over in the UK they do not use the proper terminology. They just straight up say that there's like, yeah, man, there's midgets everywhere. I'm just like, whoa. But makes a well. Chris took the combo from 0 to 1,000 in less than 4 seconds. Yeah, we do see little people, but
little people.
Little people. But so was it an actual like little person that were just like, look, I fooled you?
Yeah, no, look, we were talking for like 3-4 days, and we're like, let's get a drink, and then we'll meet somewhere. So I'm there at 7 o'clock, and I'm waiting. It's 7:10, 7:15, 7:30. Look, I messaged her saying, look, if you saw me, you didn't want to catch up with me, that's fine. Just let me know so I can go home.
Yeah.
And then she like texted me saying I'm like right next to you. Then I look over and it was like a little person. So it was kind of bizarre. But yeah.
Were they claiming to be very tall though? Like, did they have all these great tall pics and you just they tricked you? You were assuming
photos of like a totally different person.
The vampire chick from Resident Evil 8, or
pretty much.
Yeah, that's like both like from an outsider's perspective, because obviously like I'm not like, you have every right to be as angry as you are, as you should be, and a part of me like I could see being like very angry, but then from an outsider's perspective, I understand that anger. On the other side, I'm like, how fucking sad that somebody was like, I'm hoping I could do a bait and switch, and then just like. Yeah, but the reality of that kind of bait and switch is that it's just going to be somebody who's like, I'm just that horny, and not because there's anything wrong with them, but just because like at that point, if it was like about an emotional connection and somebody does that, you can never trust them, because they've already broken it. Unfortunately, hopefully they. So did you just?
What if they show up?
Did you have a drink with them? Did you talk to them or just leave?
Ventriloquist dummy. Like what if they show up in their?
Sorry, Rob?
And so what if they show up, but they brought their ventriloquist dummy? Like, they didn't tell you that they have an emotional puppet. Like is that a catfish?
Yeah, I guess, it is. Yeah,
they talk to you through the puppet.
I don't, good luck with everything, but like, I don't really appreciate liars. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But you did fuck up, because that person was likely Tika, the Jawa, in Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you just fucking screwed us out of the best source we could have had. No, I'm kidding.
So if your little insider knowledge is stopped now, right? Like,
I'm no insider. Don't put me under that way. Don't put me under that.
Makes sense.
So now she's like, just for that, I'm gonna make a whole trailer just so Rob Lou wins the bet. Like oh shit,
hard dating is. Homunculus is a
look. I can't ever watch the Pirates of Penzance. Don't tell me how hard dating is. I tried.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But but I guess it could have gone worse. It could have been somebody robbing you
Yeah.
or something like that. You know what I mean? So
True.
yeah, that's. I mean, you pretty much got to do the FaceTime. If you can.
100%.
Yeah, you have to do the equivalent of the FaceTime before.
Verify. You have to verify. 100. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, unless you have like some other reason to think we don't have to do that. But also, I found that if you do the FaceTime before, it makes when you actually get together for the first time, it gets rid of a lot of the early awkwardness sometimes. Because you like if you and I like, not that we would be awkward, but you and I have hung out like online for so long. If we hung out, it's going to be like 1-to-1
Yeah.
of like what we're already doing, and I think it kind of works better that way. But yeah.
100%.
Star Wars
like
makes
the
us
awkwardness.
you thrive in it.
Yes, this is awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? You can act any way you want, and you're never going to act that way again. Eventually, you'll just become yourself. But my
Yeah.
wife did not like me the first time we went out.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
I wonder
but I had
why.
nothing else to do. So
No, I'm kidding.
Did she like despise
wonder-
you? I'm never seeing this guy again, and did you keep pushing?
Yeah.
Or? Nice.
Yeah. But then, a couple days goes by, you start thinking about it. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. Star Wars.
You're a likable guy, Rob.
Star Wars Make says, do you know American Dad? Roger had a homunculus. Is that how you say it? Homunculus?
Homunculus. Yes.
Homunculus called Rogu. When they named baby Yoda, I instantly thought of him. I am willing to bet a $5 that Dave Filoni got the idea from American Dad. That's a good Star Wars Celebration question. If there's ever a panel and he's there, I don't know if they do you think that open panel kind of thing with the open mic and getting to ask questions, do you think that might be kind of like being phased out in modern times? Yeah, because it's like it does seem
the questions are all already like they already know the questions and the answers.
And it does seem like it would be smarter to pull them from social media. That way you could vet them and think of it and stuff like that before. But if they
want to
do
update
it,
on the Civil War, Dave.
and that's where I'm going,
winning?
Meg. If they do have the open mic thing and you're with Filoni, ask him about it. Ask him if you got the name if they got the name Rogu from American Dad. Because I am not a Grogu fan. The character,
No,
cute little Star Wars
stupid
baby,
name.
love him. The name, I just don't like it. It just doesn't. It doesn't really like. I feel like for instance, in Gremlins, you got Spike, right? Spike's a cool name, like a little dude, little evil guy. But his name, like, it works in two ways, and it's doubly adorable because when he's just a little dude with the mohawk, it's adorable. So I wish that the name wasn't so Star Wars role playing game esque. That's kind of my take on it, anyway. Today, Jason learned the word homunculus. You learn something new every day. Congratulations on your wisdom earned. I know. You know what? When I was studying for the GRE, that was not on there. Can you believe it? That was not one of the words that I had to ever learn.
Well, if you'd watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you would know it. I
would know it. Yeah. Yeah, I would probably also know my right hand a lot better too. I'm kidding. But sorry, I'm kidding. Oh no, wait, you're Marty McFlying.
Did your right hand ever catfish you and the left hand showed up and you didn't know what to do?
Oh. No, usually
you bastard hand.
Usually what happens is this. Oh, you're with, well, I guess we'll make it a threesome. And I'm like,
you essentially became Eric Cartman with the whole J-Lo thing. I can't do it because it's an insensitive.
My favorite kisses. Come on, it's classic.
It's so good, but I don't want that over my head, Jason.
Hey, I'm not the guy who said midget today. All right, I feel okay about things.
Just said it.
Oh no!
Hey, and how dare you with that big picture of that dude right behind you, Willow. Come on.
Hey, they want to call little people. I call them little people. Rest in peace, Billy Barty. Star Wars makes us. They should have named him John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Yeah, when I went to 5th grade camp, the camp where we we had the Cambodian refugees that we were helping assimilate into American life, and one shit all over the floor, one of the kids, and then they blamed it on me. This is my life. This is my life. And then they fucking knew I didn't do it, but they had to ask me, and because they knew it was the other kid, he didn't know what to do. We were teaching him.
I had this cousin. He's not right by birth, right through marriage, right?
Yeah.
And he was like Montana Max. Like he talked just like him, yelling all the time. He'd curse at his parents. He was spoiled, got whatever he wanted. It was a fun kid to hang around.
God damn it, Mom! You know I got the gout like that.
He and I shit you not.
Oh wait, Montana Max from Tiny Toon Adventures.
Yeah, from Tiny Toon Adventures. Yeah, the little rich kid who yells.
Yeah,
looks just like him too. He that Jingleheimer Schmitz, he said Ottenheimer Schmitz shits, and then would make like the atom bomb explosions, when he was like shit, like he was just like he was like a Tasmanian devil.
How many guns does he own today?
Oh, he's super right wing.
Yeah.
Had to stop talking to him.
What do you call it? Where I was going with the story was, so one day I had to go literally get framed for shitting on the floor, and then he copped to it. It ended up okay, but still, the people who wanted to bust your balls, they still busted my balls as if I did it. Like it didn't matter that it wasn't true or not, right? And then, but anyways, after that, I had to try to teach that boy. I don't remember his name. He was a nice kid. He just, he had like a lot to learn, and I had to teach him how to sing that song. Do you know how fucking impossible it is to try to teach somebody from Cambodia who barely speaks English, John Jingleheimer Schmidt? It's just not going to happen. Why were we doing that? Why did they do that to that kid and me? Sorry. But here we are.
Mostly you.
Mostly me. Baymax says, Willow is not a homunculus. Tiny facts. Hashtag tiny facts.
Tiny facts.
I think we need Baymax's tiny facts.
We're all going to hell today.
We're all going to hell, but
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say some people on that show may have called him worse though.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, as we learned today, just because you're tiny doesn't mean you're good. Willow is good, but sometimes there's tiny catfishers and they're not good.
Never lie.
They living a lie. Yeah. Star Wars makes us my quote. My psychiatrist told me I was crazy, and I said I want a second opinion. He said, "Okay, you're ugly too." I don't get no respect at all. Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah.
No
someday
respect.
my dream, Meg, and I'm not even kidding. I have said this before, and this isn't a joke that I said this before. I want the triple Lindy in Star Wars somehow. I don't care how they do it, but the triple Lindy needs to be in Star Wars somehow, tacitly. Like I want to go see something, and I'm like, because you know how like Luke jumps off the skiff like thing, like a pirate, and grabs onto it. It's fucking badass. Like probably the best moment of my life at age 4 when I saw that Luke jump off the diving board, grab onto it, and flip back up. That's the most fun. But imagine what Luke can do if he was doing a triple Lindy version of that with the lightsaber today. I'm just gonna say, it's pretty amazing.
Someone has some deep fake that together where he jumps off there and then it cuts to the triple Lindy footage. Right? Because that's what I love about the Oronauts when they do that whole the last Saber Masters, or was it the Dance Master? He goes down and he grabs it and it comes back up. And he grabs it, comes back up. But if he could go doff it and then it cuts to the woo.
Tyrant says, my first date with my wife was to Zombieland. Asked her 2 questions. Do you like zombie movies? Do you like Woody Harrelson? Definitely not. Also, she is 4'10", but not a little person. Yeah.
4'10's not. Yeah, 4'10's not little.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 3'1" or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I mean, I would probably go out on a date with anybody who was like cool that I could get a good connection with, you know what I mean? But but if somebody was like But also, if somebody said we could flip it, if somebody said I'm 4'10", and then they shows up and they're 6'2", well, what the fuck is this? And then it says something, I mean that they're not ready to do what they're doing. I think
I'll hang out with anyone. I just don't like appreciate being lied to. Like I'll hang out with anyone. I don't care who it is. If you're cool, like, I'll hang out with anyone. It's just that when you say something and you do another thing, I just just appreciate honesty. That's all.
Yeah. Star Wars Make says, just because you're tiny doesn't mean you're good, Santa's wife. Oh no. Oh no, Santa. Meg
See, X-Wing, you think I'm the one with the shade on this show. Like.
Right? It's Meg.
Yeah.
Meg's on fire.
Yeah, man, Meg.
Brits are too good at it. They're just too good at it.
That's why I'm like, hey, Meg, did you talk about that thing? Because I want to stay on your good side. I don't want to get Meg roasted yet. Will Morgan says, dude, we used to know a Korean exchange student with the only English he knew was Informer by Snow. Laugh out loud. That's awesome. Informer by Snow. That's cool.
I probably know the song, but I don't know it by the name.
Informer.
Oh, and I will say that this is sort of you don't know Informer by Snow? What the hell? You're lucky. You dodged a bullet. But it's hilarious at the same time. But years later, those kids, this was like 5th grade camp where that happened. We ended up by the time we got to high school, there was like 2 ways it went for that community of boys that I knew. And that was either you became an A+ student and were super fucking good at school and you were all about it, or you were in a gang. Unfortunately, like when you're, it goes both ways where it just depends on how it goes. But where they met up in the middle was that there was this movement that were dancers called Housers. They all became Housers. And but they liked me from 5th grade camp. So a couple of times when I was about to get beat up by the old football team, the football players who were always after me, I talked a lot of shit to football players. And I got saved by the Housers years later. So that was kind of my Star Wars story, Be nice to the person. You never know who they're going to become. Baymax, my psychiatrist told me my ex-wife was crazy. I didn't ask for a second opinion. Yeah, that happens sometimes. That happens to guys like me and Baymax. Laughing my ass at Meg. Is Santa lurking? Oh, poor Santa. He's gonna, if he hears this, he's gonna be like, "Why me?" Meg says, reminds me of a guy I went to university with. Could barely speak English, but he could recite Iron Maiden songs perfectly. Love that dude. That's fucking cool. Yeah. We had a kid like that too, who came over from Mexico. Unfortunately, came over from Mexico not knowing any English and had to go to high school. But we didn't know what he was saying. We kind of like just signed at each other, but he'd come over and we would play Nirvana songs in the garage across from the school. This guy would just fucking tear it up and could sing all the songs, but couldn't say a word of English, which I thought was also amazing. I licky boom boom down. We have to everybody's tweet Informer to Rob over and over again for the rest of his life. Star Wars Make says, you kidding? I was an ugly kid too. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she only liked me as a friend. No respect at all. I miss Rodney Dangerfield, I do. Dangerfield was the best. I'm not a big, I like Screaming, but I don't like Sam Kinison, but I was always a Dangerfield
guy. He gave us a lot of comedians with those shows he would do. So like Jim Carrey got his break in there. Kinison got his break in there. Like so many comedians got their break because of Dangerfield and his little comedy shows and stuff like that he do on the road. So yeah. Highly influential guy.
He should have did Caddyshack too, though. That was he should have done it. But I do like when who is, I can't remember his name, the guy who replaced him. He has like that golf club and it does like the whole radar thing on the ground. Jackie Mason, yeah. That was not a bad replacement, I will say. I like Caddyshack too. I don't care what anybody says. I stand by it. But
he's the anteater.
Mm-hmm.
The anteater.
Jackie Mason. Oh, we're already at 2:04. I think we'll call this one a show today. we did our 2 hours. We got Chris up. Chris has shared a lot today. Chris has grown some. He's learned that we don't say the M word. We say little people. And he yeah, but I will
Peace
say
and
though,
love.
I will say Chris is out there. He's single and ready to mingle. So get ready.
Can I just ask Rob, because I remember the first time I went on the show, he made me feel terrible.
He did. Fuck him.
The background. He's like, he's teasing my house. Rob, which background do you like better? That one or that one?
Sophie's choice. Yeah, they're both slightly crooked and ill placed. So I like the first one better. If I had to pick, the first one I think is better.
Okay.
But Baymax says, so by using Big's logic, I worked out why Santa surrounds himself with elves. Hashtag big fish, tiny pond. Hashtag relativity. And then Chris has grown is a very appropriate way of putting it. All right. Well, I will say, if that ever happens to you in the future, I suggest you just maybe try sampling a little bit of Daikini No in Love. You never know. You never know.
Next time I'm going all in.
Santa's intimidated by my girth, sips tea. So I'm told. All right, everyone. Thank you to everyone who's a channel member. Thanks to everyone for Azatrue and Meg and everybody who became channel members today. I appreciate it a lot. I really, really do. And to everybody who follows the show and understands where things originate from sometimes. And we will be back if that second clip does show up today and it has new footage. We'll definitely be back on till I talk about it. And if it shows up and it doesn't have new footage, well, it is what it is, Sometimes shit happens. But yeah, but thanks everyone. Oh, and just for Meg, I just wanted to throw this out there for Meg. This isn't me talking to Meg, to be clear. This is for Meg, who enjoys the clip.
I'm horny, who cares?
All right, there we go. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and all that jazz. And thanks, guys. I'll see everyone tomorrow.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships. Hey!